Good morning, dear students. Welcome to our session today, July the 14th. We are going to continue with the program in this case. Remember that the last class, you have to complete the information in this section. You have in the video, you have the audios. In the video of the last class, you have the audios for this kind of activity, okay? And you have to work in the book. Today, we're going to go exactly to the reading activity. And obviously, we are going to read some ideas. You are going to read and you are going to answer some questions. You are going to read and you are going to answer some questions, please. I need that you follow the reading, okay? Listen to the audio, read, and later we're going to complete the questions, okay, in the book.
Why does music make us feel so good?
As a rock producer, Daniel Levitin worked with Stevie Wonder, The Grateful Dead, and Chris Isaak. Then he switched to a career in neuroscience. Levitin is now a professor at McGill University in Montreal. As one of the world's leading experts in cognitive music perception, he has been exploring how our brains process the works of artists from Beethoven to the Beatles and Beyoncé. Why does their music make us feel so good? A reporter from the online technology news website Wired News talked to Levitin about his work.
From an evolutionary perspective, why have humans developed music?
Darwin's view was that music was selected by evolution because it signals intellectual, physical, and sexual fitness to a potential mate. Thousands of years ago, if people had time to sing, it meant they'd already taken care of the more important things like finding food and shelter.
Are there any myths about music that neuroscientists have exposed?
I think we've debunked the myth of talent. There doesn't seem to be anything like a music gene that great musicians like Stevie Wonder are supposed to have, but nobody else does. There's no evidence that talented people are born with a different brain structure or different wiring from the rest of us.
You study brain disorders and injuries. Have you learned anything about music perception from this?
Yes. We've learned that musical ability is actually not one ability, but a set of abilities. Through brain damage, you can lose one component and not necessarily lose the others. You can lose rhythm, but retain pitch, for example. We see equivalence in the visual domain. People can lose color perception without losing shape perception.
What have you learned about the link between music and emotion in the brain?
Music activates the same parts of the brain and causes the same neurochemical cocktail as a lot of other pleasurable activities like eating chocolate or winning a game. Serotonin and dopamine are both involved.
Could music be an antidepressant?
It is already. Most people in Western society use music to regulate moods, whether it's playing something upbeat and energizing in the morning or something gentle and soothing at the end of a hard day. It's true that it can make you feel less depressed, and it's a much better alternative to Prozac.
And finally, what is an earworm?
It's a song that gets stuck in your head and plays over and over again, and you can't get rid of it. If it's really a nuisance, you could try finding an equally annoying song to replace it with.
Okay, so here you have. For the students that don't have the book, you can take the capture. You can take the capture if you prefer in order to answer the questions, okay? With this information, we have the first block of 10. Lucas, start reading, please.
Choose the correct answers according to the interview. Daniel Levitin.
Okay, which of these blocks do you think he was talking about? Select one. Lucas, select one.
Has become a neuroscientist.
Okay, thank you. Joel Amaguaña, continue, number 2. Number 2.
Yes, is something a person is born with.
Okay, what is?
2.
Which is the number 2?
Is something a person is born with.
Okay, continue, the number 3. Continue with the number 3.
Uh,
Musical, Jose Farah, number 3, thank you.
okay.
Music ability is letter D.
What is the letter D?
Is no, letter C. Is lost when one component is lost.
Okay, number 4, Pamela.
Listening to music.
Mhm. Which one you are going to select?
Has stimulate different chemicals from eating sugar.
Well, so we are going to correct the errors. The only one is the number 2 that is the correct, please, okay? So what is the correct answers? Please select the answers, okay? Select the answers. Anaí, read the 4 statements and the answers, please. Activate your microphone, okay? Okay, read.
Daniel Levington has become a
Neuroscientist.
neuroscientist.
Continue, number 2.
Levington deems that any talent, including music talent, has nothing to do with the brain structure.
Structure, nothing to do with. Number 3.
Musical ability is
Composed. Is composed of.
Is composed of several skills.
Number 4.
Listening to music has similar effects on the brain to other pleasurable activities.
Other pleasurable activities. Other pleasurable activities. Okay, please, everybody, circle the correct options. Circle the correct options. 1, 2, 3. Remember that you have to complete in your books. Complete in your books. Recuerde que tiene que trabajar en sus libros. Recuerde que tiene que trabajar en sus libros. Al primer trimestre revisamos esos libros. Okay. You have here the information related to this. Something that I would like that is interesting is about the sum of the phrasal verbs. Sebastian, please start reading. What are the phrasal verbs that we are going to find in this reading?
Verbs on get by, go over, look up, take in, think through.
Okay, those are the verbs, okay? Remember that what are the phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are compound verbs connected with a particle or a preposition for giving different kind of words. With these words, we are going to have the first one and the definitions to do this. Daniel Remache, start reading, please.
Match the verbs with the definitions.
Okay, help me with this, Daniel.
Look up, take in, get by, go over, and think through.
Yeah, okay.
Look up, search for a word or some information.
Okay, that is to look up. Search for a word or some information. Continue, Daniel, with the number 2.
Take in.
What is your opinion?
Consider something very carefully.
No. What is that?
Understand and remember something.
Take in. Please, everybody, complete everybody in your box. Continue, Daniel. What is get by?
Get by.
Give me your opinion. Give me.
Consider something very carefully.
What is the correct answer?
Do or have enough to be okay.
Do or have enough to be okay. That's good. Continue with the other, Daniel.
Go over, read through again or revise.
Okay, very good. Go over to revise something. And the last one?
Think through, consider something very carefully.
Very good. Think through. Please, correct, check, complete now. Quickly, let's do it. Quickly, let's do it. Okay? It's okay? So here you have the meanings of the phrasal verbs, okay? Let's do it. 1, 2, and 3. With the same words or verbs, with these phrasal verbs, we are going to complete the next part of the information according to this. Albuja, start reading. Albuja, okay? Activate your microphone. Your earphone is not working. Your earphone is not working. Disactivate the earphone and make that test audio in Zoom. Albuja, desactiva el micrófono, el earphone. Sácalo. Vuélvelo a meter. Y si no te funciona, en el micrófono de Zoom, haz el test speaker. Haz el test speaker. Si no, vas a tener que sacar el audífono para que puedas trabajar con el micrófono del computador. Haga el test y luego lo vuelvo a llamar. Valeria, please. Continue, Valeria. Bermeo. Carmita, let's do it. Complete.
What number? Number 1.
Read the information, please.
Complete the sentences with the verbs in the correct form.
Okay. We're going to use the phrasal verbs in the sentences. Okay, Carmen, number 1.
Don't answer straight away. Take your time and go over your answer.
Okay. Think through. Remember, think through when you revise something in this case, really. Complete, everybody. Complete and correct. Carmita, number 2.
If you're not sure of how to spell a word,
we're going to separate the phrasal verb in the dictionary. What is the word?
Look it up in the dictionary.
Okay, very good. Number 3, Carmen.
I don't speak good German. Use enough to take in.
Get by, to enhance the learning, okay? When you enhance, okay? When you are going to try to do something, but it's not so good. Number 4, Carmita.
I need to take in my lines for the play again tonight.
I need to go over to revise, to check my lines, okay? Number 5.
Stop, I can't go over, so get in. Taking so much information all at once.
Okay, very good. Please, everybody, complete the information, correct in your book. Correct in your books. Quickly, copy in your books. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Remember, if you don't have access, you can watch the videos in my YouTube channel and you can revise the answers. Recuerde que tiene acceso al video en YouTube, en el canal que ya les envié por EducaLink para que puedan revisar las respuestas. So, with these verbs, we have been working. This part of the activity, we have been working with them, and obviously we have on this. Now we continue with the vocabulary section, page 13, please, page 13. Now we're going to refresh the ing or ed. That was intent. Remember that we were intent, we were working about this? Remember that we have some adjectives that describe things and situations. And here we have some of them. Miss Palomino, start reading, please.
Okay, we can form an adjective form many verbs to describe things and situations and who they makes us feel. They normally end in ing or ed. This rule really confusing a things or situation. I'm confused. Who are you? A feeling. Sometimes the adjectives which describe a situation or things have different endings. Starful, impressive, repulsive, attractive.
Okay, remember that when we were in 10th or maybe in the school, we were working with the ing or ed form. Confusing situation. When you are using ing, you are talking about the objects, about the situation. But when you're using ed form, you are talking about the people, about feelings, about people's emotion. And also here we are going to include in this section, we're going to include some words or adjectives, some adjectives that you have to include ul, I've, or I've in this form to express. And here we have some examples. Okay, and obviously that is what we are going to manage in this section. We are going to revise some of these options. Remember, ed, okay, when you're talking about your feelings and emotions, ing, when you're talking about the objects, and some adjectives that you are going to use to reinforce that. We are going to read now, and we are going to go on this. Soriano, start reading, please. No hay cosa que deteste más que no me den la cara. Deme cámaras y deme su cara. Son tan hermosos, tan guapas y tan guapos que no entiendo por qué me ponen la nuca, me ponen un ojo, una oreja. Vamos, dele. Use adjectives.
Good morning, teacher.
Hello,
Use adjective the word below to complete the short dialogues.
Here we have the adjectives: bored, stress, relax, and impress. Here we have those verbs that you're going to become in these guys, okay? You're going to become into this. You're going to use bored or boring, boredful, stress, stressful, stress, stressing, relax, relaxing, relaxed, relaxful, impress, impressive. Okay, you are going to use the words, okay? Start reading, please. What? Okay, everybody, all the classroom, all the students, you can activate your microphone and help him, okay? Everybody, he is going to read and you can activate your microphone to give some ideas, okay? Ready? Okay, Miss, continue.
The bored man.
Bored man, are you sure? What happened with the rest? Boring. Remember that you are talking about the man, a boring man. Maybe it's about the non-stop auction, okay? Continue, mister. Mister, continue.
He talked non-stop about himself. I was
what? Okay, what about the rest?
Stress.
Relax.
Bored. Okay, bored. Okay, correct, okay. I was bored out of my mind. Continue, mister.
Where you think being a professional violinist is very...
Is very? What is the word? Impress. Any other person? Impressive. Okay. Remember that this is the description of the action. Continue, mister.
At last, I was impressed.
Impressed or impressing? Impressed. You're talking about your emotion, that you were impressed. Please complete, correct the errors in your books. Complete the errors in your books, okay? 1, 2, 3. We continue with the second block. Pablo, okay? Franco.
Dígame. ¿Sí me escucha?
Yes.
I can't cope. I've got 3 deadlines for Monday morning. It's so...
People, help him.
Will be stressful or boring?
Boring.
I need your opinions. Suggestions. You can suggest, okay? Stressful. Very good. Stressful. You can give your opinions. That is the idea in this class, okay? Recordemos que estamos haciendo un B2 training. Estamos haciendo un entrenamiento B2 y de eso se trata estas clases. No desmaye ni se sienta porque tiene muchos errores. Este es un nivel B2 de certificación, por eso estamos hablando, no hay reglas claras. Estamos hablando de justamente de ir formando palabras. Stressful. Continue, Mr. Mr. Continue. Pablo.
Who can you be so
Stressing.
Okay. The rest of the students, what do you think?
Stress.
Relax.
So relax.
And laid back, okay? You have to read and understand the ideas so you can combine the adjectives, okay? How can you be so relaxed in front of this problem, okay? Continue, Pablo.
Because there's no point being
People, what is your opinion? People, what is your opinion? It's not helpful. Hey, what is the correct word? Because there's no point. Okay, stressed. Very good. What is the reason to be stressed? It's not helpful. Continue, Pablo.
it's not helpful till you watch we do it together, but first let's put on some
Relaxing music.
Relaxing. Relaxing.
Relaxing music. Very good. Please complete quickly. Let's do it. Continue.
relaxing.
Okay,
Music
very good.
good.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, ready? So, those are some of the words that we were having into this part of the revision of the vocabulary that we have on this. Page 14. Page 14. Now we continue with some gerunds and infinitives. This is a revision. Remember that it's exactly the same, but now we're going to talk about the grammar structure in this. Saib, Mora, start reading.
We use the ing form gerund of verbs after certain verbs and expressions. I don't enjoy getting up early. I can't stop thinking about her. It's worth watching. After prepositions, I'm thinking about becoming a neurologist as the subject of a sentence. Listening to the music is a great way to relax. We use to plus infinitive after certain verbs. I decided to learn Polish. Do you want to study together tonight? After certain verbs, the last objects last
object
ask, invite, persuade, teach, tell, want, warn, etc. The professor advised us to learn some new words every day. After certain adjectives, it's impossible to remember everything you learn.
Okay, we are going to divide the first block. Thank you. We are going to divide this first block in the following. We have this first block. Okay, here we have the first block. We are going to talk about specifically the gerunds. And what is the gerunds? When you are adding ing to the verb. We're talking about these verbs. And sometimes we have some expressions. In your book, please, circle in your books. Enjoy getting up. Circle in your books. Stop thinking. It's worth watching. In these verbs, here in this case, the book is using these verbs. Enjoy, and you are using the verb with the gerund, with ing. Stop, and you're using the verb with the ing. Worth, and you're using the verb with the ing form. Those are a specific group of verbs that here in this section are managed. Remember, what is the gerund? When you talk about a general expression. And sometimes these gerunds are always at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence. In this section, number 1, we are talking about these verbs that are component of other verbs. Enjoy, getting, stop thinking, worth watching. When you are connecting two verbs, the second verb sometimes is going to use the ing form, especially with those kind of verbs. Enjoy, stop, of work. That is the first one, okay? When we're talking about assertive verbs and expressions of the gerund. Now we continue with the second one. Continue with the second one after prepositions. What are the prepositions? For example, about, for, in, at. In this case, expressions normally says thinking about, and the verb that you are going to use, you are going to include the ing form. Thinking about, exhaling. I'm trying to speak in English, but it is in German in this form. Okay, in this case, you have the thinking about, thinking for, that you're using, specifically to the prepositions after that. Also, we have as the subject, what I told you at the beginning, when you're using at the beginning into a general way, you say the ing form. For example, listening to music is great, relax. For example, sunbathing in front of the ocean, it's really good. You are going to use sometimes at the beginning because you are expressing a general idea. That is about this form of this. Now we continue with the opposite. All of this that we were talking is about the ing form. It's about the ing form. Now we go to the opposite and we go to the form of use to, the infinitive. We go to the infinitive to. You are going to use always to connect. This is very easy to identify. I decided to learn. You want to study. When you are connecting to, you are going to know that is the only preposition that connects with the infinitive form, okay? Especially to these verbs, ask, invite, persuade, tell, teach, want, or warm, that you are going to use to. You are going to use to connect the ideas, okay? Those are the verbs that you have and the conditions that we're going to have. We are going to have a little revision of these ideas to form in this case. Really, we are going to use a gerund or to plus the infinitive. Please, recuerden que si se cae la sesión, nos volvemos a conectar en la segunda parte que vamos a hacer nuestro examen. Please continue, Edith Pérez. Please, complete.
The question of to infinity.
Okay, so here we have some of the sentences. Okay, Michelle Pico, read the number 1.
Do you consider yourself a good student? Why? Me.
Okay, what is the idea? You consider yourself being a good student or to be a good student?
Being.
Okay, let's do it, please. To be, do you consider yourself to be? I agree with you because sometimes it's like you consider yourself being a good one. Okay, it's not incorrect at all, but the verb structure says to be in this case. Continue, please, Eric. Number 2.
Do you think it's worth a lot of time studying?
Spending or to spend?
Spending.
Okay.
Spending.
Spenden. Okay, remember the rule. Ajá, ustedes tienen la regla. Hace ratito lo tienen. Ustedes la tienen en su libro. Revisen el chart. Number 3, Pablo. Number 3, Pablo.
How many hours do you think it's important studying in the evenings?
Important to study. Remember the verbs. Remember the verbs. It's important to study. Okay. Continue. Kayla Velasco, number 4. Kayla. Kayla Velasco, number 4.
Will do you prefer your homework or in the library?
Okay. To do or doing?
Say.
To do.
To do? To do or doing? Do you
Doing.
prefer doing? Exactly. Prefer doing, here you have two options. Prefer to do your homework, it's okay, or prefer doing. Remember that prefer is about wishing, and it's preferable to use doing. But some people says prefer to do. Some people use that, and it's not incorrect. But according to the structure, prefer is using with ing form. Number 5, Galarraga, number 5.
Do you like have music playing while you're working?
Have, having or to have?
Do you like to have?
Having, remember like is like prefer. Prefer and like use an ing form. Like having. Number 6, Villacres. Villacres, number 6.
Sí, perdón. What kind of music do you and don't you enjoy to listen? No, listening to.
Okay, very good listening. Remember, prefer, like, enjoy, always using with the ing forms. Also worth. Okay, continue with the number 7, Villamarín. Villamarín. Villamarín.
Okay, is it essential
The number 7.
Okay. What kind of career are you thinking about to go into?
To go into.
Going into.
Thinking about. Remember that is a preposition and the verb connects with the ing word. A preposition and the verb is connected with the ing form. Okay, continue please. Giselle, number 8.
Is it essential to speak English in the career? Why? To can.
Are you sure? To be able. This is the exception of the rule. Aquí es aceptable el error porque no habla de eso. Remember that can is the possibility. Anótenlo en su libro. Can is talking about the possibility. And what is the expression that you're going to use? To be able. Recuerda que yo no le puedo decir ni canning ni to can. Porque can es un modal que es más bien un auxiliary verb. And cannot be modified. You cannot modify can. How is the way that you modify can when you're using to be able to? Anótelo porque eso se le olvida. You cannot say to can or canning. You say to be able to. Correct the errors, please. Correct the errors quickly. Correct the errors. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, those are the verbs. We're going to stop here. We're going to stop here in this first part. I need that you go to the platform, please. En estos últimos 4 minutos, quiero que ingrese a su plataforma rapidito. Vamos a dar el examen. Se cae la sesión y nos conectamos de inmediato. Se cae la sesión, vamos a dar la primera parte del examen. Se cae la sesión, vamos a dar la primera parte del examen y nos reconectamos de inmediato. Necesito que se conecte a un computador en su preferencia porque en el celular se le va a hacer mucho más complicado. ¿Ok? Vamos rapidito. No haga nada que no le haya pedido hacer. Okay, let's do it, please, quickly. I need that you go. Okay, you are now in your desk. We're going to have our first part. I need that you go, please. I need that you go, please, to the study materials. Okay, go to study materials, please. Click on study materials. Click on my study materials. I need that you select support. Click in my study materials. Okay. Click in support book. Por favor, este no es su libro. Estoy en otro libro de otro curso, pero la información, el procedimiento es el mismo. Usted tiene un libro de otro color. Okay, support. Click on grammar. And I need that you work all the units. Okay. I need that you work the unit number 1. No se deje llevar por el color del libro. Usted tiene su libro de otro color. El procedimiento es el mismo. Support book. Support book. Hace clic en support. Grammar. Y tiene 2 secciones. Grammar and vocabulary. Grammar and vocabulary. Click on grammar. Muchos de ustedes ya tendrán como este caso. Si ya completó todos, no tienen nada que hacer aquí. Hay algunos que han completado. Déjenme terminar, por favor, para que puedan ustedes, en la segunda parte, atiendo las preguntas. Los que no tienen hecho el número 1, lo comienzan a completar. Cada uno de la unidad 1. Vocabulary, de la misma manera, van a la unidad 1 y trabajan los de cada uno. Cuando ha terminado el support, grammar and vocabulary, se regresa back go and you select the digital workbook. You select the digital workbook and you click in digital workbook. When you click the digital workbook, it's going to access to this. Click here in digital workbook. You click and it's going to open the workbook. Obvio, este no es su workbook, es un ejemplo, ¿ok? De otro curso. You click on the workbook and you are going to select the unit number 1 and you are going to complete the workbook in the unit number 1. Do not forget to make the submit. Okay? That is the conclusion of this. Vamos a trabajar en los dos en este momento. Se cae la sesión, nos volvemos a conectar. ¿Ok? Preguntas en el segundo bloque y paso mi formulario en el segundo bloque. Que nadie se me quede porque se queda sin el examen. ¿Ok? Nos vemos de inmediato.